going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. I hope you're all having a Merry Christmas and got lots of presents today. Mine's been a bit shit cause I got ECW's December to Dismember on DVD. Santa might as well have just taken a crap in my stocking. But anyway, Christmas has always been a special time for wrestling fans, full of season beatings and other Christmas chaos. Join me now as we are visited by the wrestling ghosts of Christmas past. It's here that we'll be diving into the depths of the history that is wrestling Christmas shows. Once upon a time, for a select group of fans, Christmas was a day for professional wrestling. Yes, long-time fans will remember how people celebrated Christmas in the traditional manner, opening presents, attending church services, and dining with friends and family. Then after celebrating the birth of the Prince of Peace, it was time to watch their favourite wrestlers beat the piss out of each other. These shows were usually limited to one, or even sometimes two, venues per promotion due to the limited size of their rosters. Like the holidays themselves, there was something special about these Christmas shows, and even more special for the fans who got to see them. Keep in mind that many of these Christmas shows were in the era before pay-per-view, and promoters sometimes used Christmas shows as a way to blow off their biggest feuds and start new programs. Wrestling has always been a demanding sport for wrestlers, with them working grueling schedules that often kept them from their families for weeks at a time. The holidays were no exception, and wrestlers often found themselves in the ring when other athletes were celebrating the Yuletide season at home. As crazy as it might sound, Christmas was just often another day at the office in the wrestling world. One area that featured regular Christmas cards was Jim Crockett Promotions, which had Christmas cards in select arenas. These cards often featured speciality matches such as a cage match, usually employed to end feuds, with promoter Jim Crockett running 3 different Christmas shows in 1976. World Class Championship Wrestling was another promotion that featured special holiday events. Fritz von Erich featured regular shows entitled Star Wars, which showcased his promotion's array of talent. The first Star Wars Holiday Show, not to be confused with the infamous Star Wars Holiday Special, was held in Dallas, Texas at the Reunion Arena on Christmas Day in 1982. It featured a main event of a 2-ring battle royale. Future WrestleMania 2 main eventer King Kong Bundy, known at the time as Big Daddy Bundy, won the battle royale. Arguably the most historic Star Wars Christmas card was the following year when Kerry Von Erich challenged NWA heavyweight champion Nature Boy Ric Flair in a steel cage match, with popular babyface Michael Hayes serving as a special referee, and Hayes' fellow Freebird Terry Gordy serving as an enforcer outside. Von Erich had been chasing Flair for some time, and with Flair trapped in a cage and Hayes and Gordy on hand to ensure no chicanery, it seemed as if Von Erich was a lock to win the belt. In true wrestling tradition, that's not what happened. In one of wrestling's greatest moments, Hayes slugged Flair after Flair got in his face. With Flair down, Hayes told Von Erich to cover the defenseless champion, but Kerry refused to accept a tainted victory. Things quickly spiraled out of control, and the Freebirds cost Von Erich the match, sparking a lengthy and money-making feud between the Von Erich brothers and the fabulous Freebirds. As world-class grew in popularity, Star Wars has expanded in 1983 to Independence Day, Labor Day, and Thanksgiving. The Christmas cards continued throughout 1987. By then, WCCW was on hard times, and this would be the promotion's last Star Wars holiday show. The Christmas shows, which once had drawn close to 20,000 fans, had dwindled down to less than 3,000. The last show went out on a controversial note and would become known as the Christmas Day Massacre, an angle where Von Erich patriarch Fritz von Erich suffered a brutal beating and suffered a kayfabe heart attack as a result of the beating. He may have suffered a real-life heart attack when he saw how low the box office actually was. The heart attack angle was tastelessly exploited by the promotion and did nothing to help its financial woes. During the Territory Days, Georgia Championship Wrestling held Christmas shows at the legendary Omni Coliseum in Atlanta, Georgia. JCW was an NWA territory and featured visits by the touring NWA World Heavyweight Champion. In 1981, champion Ric Flair retained his title against the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. Other main events included Georgia favorite Mr. Wrestling 2 defeating Mr. Sato in a judo jacket match in 1980, Butch Reed defending Buzz Sawyer in a hair vs. hair steel cage match in 1983. In 1985, the WWF decided to get in on the action, and they ran a show in the Omni. The show featured Hulk Hogan winning over Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. The WWF would then run Christmas cards during the rock and wrestling era of the mid to late 80s. While they ran cards before this, they really didn't seem to run Christmas shows until the national expansion days. One such card occurred in 1985 in Landover, Maryland. at the Capitol Center, with Hulk Hogan successfully defending his WWF Championship against Macho Man Randy Savage. Hogan and Savage would work a historic program in Madison Square Garden beginning on December 30th, 1985. Just because it was Christmas didn't mean that everything was full of holiday cheer though. After all, we're dealing with the violent world of professional wrestling. One notorious Christmas incident was when Jake the Snake Roberts helped Kevin Sullivan send the American Dream Dusty Rhodes packing in a loser leaves town steel cage match. Christmas Day 1982 saw Rhodes and Sullivan battle it out in Bayfront Arena in St. Petersburg, Florida. The seesaw battle ended after a man dressed as Santa Claus handed an object to Sullivan, enabling the diabolical wrestler to pin Rhodes and send him on his way. When Santa was revealed as one of Sullivan's disciples, Jake Roberts, the fans knew that Sullivan had spoiled Christmas for Rhodes and his legion of fans. By the 90s, the territories were all gone. One of the few territories that remained was Jim Cornette's Smoky Mountain Wrestling. A wrestling traditionalist, Cornette continued the Christmas show spirit during his company's brief existence. Christmas events were held during the promotion's run from 1992 through to 1994, but by the end of 95 the promotion was in trouble and its Christmas show was cancelled after the promotion's last live event ran on November 26, 1995. In 1995, WWF fans saw Ted DiBiase once prove again that everybody has a price for the $1 Million Man, even old Saint Nick. Santa and Savio Vega were passing out presents at the In Your House pay-per-view when Vega confronted DiBiase. As he did, Santa Pearl Harbored Vega and renamed himself Santa Claus, aka Balls Mahoney, a South Pole resident who stole presents rather than giving them out. Thankfully, this angle disappeared faster than that gift wrap on Christmas morning. Although the days of live shows on Christmas Day are a thing of the past, the WWE keeps the spirit alive with its special Tribute to Troops show. These shows featured the WWE traveling around the world to perform in front of the United States Armed Forces, providing the troops with entertainment. Since 2010, the shows have been held in the United States. While these shows are pre-recorded, they typically air around Christmas, and a few have even aired on or even near Christmas Day. The days of live wrestling shows on Christmas Day seem a thing of the past for the major promotions. With all of the competition for entertainment, it's difficult to tell whether or not there would be enough demand to warrant such shows. The Wrestling Ghost of Christmas Present doesn't have much business, but as hope springs eternal, there may be work for a Wrestling Ghost of Christmas Future soon. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll be back with some more wrestling content.